Good afternoon. The family of a Lethbridge teen who jumped to his death from the high-level bridge says they want to stop others from doing the same thing. The fatality inquiry into Michael Ferguson's death wrapped up today. The 17-year-old died in July of 2010. As Kayla Carr reports, the family is committed to saving others from the same tragedy.
If I can just save one.
Valerie Ferguson is fighting on behalf of her son, Michael. The 17-year-old fled the psychiatric ward at the Chinook Regional Hospital in July 2010 and jumped to his death from the high-level bridge. Valerie and other family members are taking part in a fatality inquiry at the Lethbridge Courthouse. The purpose of the inquiry isn't to find legal responsibility, but to help prevent similar deaths in the future.
He doesn't have a voice, and I want to be his voice, and so does his sister and his dad, saying that, I believe changes have to be made.
During the three-day inquiry, court heard Michael had been suffering from depression, low self-esteem, and drug addiction. His sister, Kelly Ray Aldridge, testified her brother was fascinated with suicide. On July 8, 2010, Lethbridge police found Michael on the high-level bridge. He was taken to the hospital where he was involuntarily admitted as a psych patient. The next day, his doctor signed him out on a temporary leave pass to go outside for a cigarette with his family. Once outside, he fled. During closing statements today, several recommendations were made, including creating a secure outside area for hospital patients, installing video surveillance and netting below the bridge deck, and having safety lines for police officers who have to go up on the bridge.
I'm really hoping that they take their recommendations and not necessarily just hear them, but actually implement them, because other kids, feel like committing suicide too, and if they can prevent it with any kind of things, that would be really good.
Court also heard from CP Rail officials who say they are constantly evaluating ways and measures to prevent suicide and trespassers on the bridge. This week, they'll be installing signs on both entrances with this message: life is worth living. If you need help, call the Suicide Crisis Line. Justice Fred Coward will now prepare his report for the Alberta Solicitor General. While Michael's family waits to see what, if any, recommendations will be made, they say they will continue to fight for what Michael would have wanted.
Michael was a very giving soul. He always worried about others before himself and kids and making people happy. And I believe that would be his wish, that something good from him leaving would come from this, that we could save somebody else.
Kayla Carr, CTV News, Lethbridge.
There is no timeline for when Judge Coward's report will be released.